Hi, happy Wednesday. So today, well, tomorrow, Thursday, it's my abuelo's birthday. So I want to wish him a happy birthday in heaven. And this is episode number 13. I can't believe it. And this episode, it's about me wanting to be a dad. I've always wanted to be a dad. I feel that, I come from a large family. And I'm the only boy. So it's always been in my mind the idea and the hope to one day be a dad. For such a long time, whenever I was in a relationship, I did see myself having a child with my ex partner. Like I imagine myself being with him and having a child. And then I did see myself being a single father, like me being with my child. And I feel like all these options are valid. But here recently, in the past few years, and I think it happened whenever I visited an elementary school, and we were dropping on flyers. We were helping individuals with health insurance, and they had a like a mother dance, and all like just the interaction that I saw with the children with their mothers. I was like, I want to try and I want to try and um, have that possibility for my child, for them to have for them to have a mother. I understand that a lot of kids don't have a mother, and a lot of kids don't have a father, and a lot of kids don't have parents, and they're being raised by a family member, or they've been adopted, and everything is valid, and I respect it. And if life has me going during one of those paths, I would accept it. But if I can, and if it's possible, if I were to meet a woman that would co-parent with me, I would love that. I would love for my child to have that option, to have those options where they have me as their father and they have their mother, and for them to. And I'm not saying that me and her would be a couple, like I'm a gay man, but we can be really good friends. We can be really good friends, and my child can be with me and with her, and we can be a family. We don't have to be. We don't need to be a couple. So I get excited just the thought of that. Whenever I think of me being a father, I feel that I've already um, stepped in those shoes, not only with my sisters but with my parents. I'm not sure if you guys have heard the term where sometimes children turn into the parents for their parents. I feel that I've fallen into those shoes several times. So I've experienced fatherhood in that aspect, but I would love to experience fatherhood with my own children. I do have two nieces. One is 2 years old, and the other one is a teenager. So I get to see different age ranges. Whenever I'm with the 2 year old, I realize that you need to be present at all times. Like you can miss them grow if you don't pay attention. And I see that I see that over and over again where sometimes parents don't focus or don't pay attention to those specific little moments where they're playing around, they're talking, they're drawing. And I like to sit there and just stare at her play. And then whenever she's calling for me, I like to interact. And just the other day, she was playing around, and then it was time for her to drink her bottle. And she had her bottle, and she came towards me, and I carried her. And when I had her on in my arms like this, I realized how much she had grown, and I was like, "Wow!" In a blink of an eye, children grow. So I understand that in the event that I become a father, I need to be present those and early on years because I could potentially miss important little milestones. And then with the teenager, you soon realize that they're getting older. They have a mind of their own. They have their own opinions, their own thoughts, their own ideas, and it's a big lesson where you have to begin to let go of their hands and trust that everything that you've been teaching them, they'll be able to use the tools that you've been giving them. This is the moment where they'll begin to use those tools and trust that you did that already. And at the same time, understand that they will make mistakes. And when they do fall, for them to know that they can count on you. They can count on you for support, for words of encouragement. So I get to see those two aspects of like being with a small toddler and now a teenager. I get to see that, and I get excited because despite all that, I can't wait for me to have children of my own, to be able to teach them things that interest me. Because let me tell you, they are my nieces, and I can give advice, I can give suggestions, but at the end of the day, they're not my responsibility. So whenever a child is your responsibility, then I think that's a whole different game. I do understand, and something that I'm realizing is that a parent may have the best intentions. For example, a parent can be, I want for you to learn about Texas history, and we're going to go to the museum, and I want for you to pay attention to everything that is going to be said there. I want you to read these books, and I want for you to be so excited about this history. It's great, and I love it, and I know you're going to love it too. And then you have this teenager looking at you like, um, can we go watch a football game instead? So imagine that balance where you know that what you're trying to give them is going to benefit them, but at the same time trust that and respect that they have, that they're individuals and they already know what they want, and support them. Something that I admire of my sister, the one that has a teenager, is that she my niece is a great soccer player. So she's out in the fields almost every day in the weekends. So being out there with your child for something that they love, and understand that they come first, well, there's a huge balance. Like, you can't lose yourself either. You have to, do things for yourself as a parent, but at the same time, you have to show that support and bond with your children as well. And something that I've seen and realized, kind of studying my own childhood trauma, is that a lot of the times parents can have the best intentions and parents can do their very best, and you just don't know how a child is going to react to certain things. And my goal would be to try to be as involved as I can and to have that open communication, where they feel comfortable coming to me and talking to me. But even if I have that intention, it's not going to be guaranteed. I may come across one of my children not being open to talk to me. They just, maybe we don't connect. So there's a lot that plays into being a father, parent, and I understand that, and I'm ready to take that all in, the good and the bad. I know that I worry a lot. I worry if sometimes I'm in the middle. I'm in bed. I'm in bed in the middle of the night, and I wake up and I think of something regarding my nieces, and I was like, I can't even imagine how this would be whenever it's a child of my own. Like, if I worry about my nieces, and at the end of the day they're not my responsibility, I can't imagine how it would be with one of my children. But it's a good preparation, and like I say, I love the moments, and I'm enjoying the different phases that the age ranges that they are going through. Right now, with my niece teenager, I do feel like it's a little bit separated simply because she's going through that. But I have faith that she'll come around whenever she goes into the different stage. And that's something that, I know because I've been reading about it. But if I hadn't read anything about it, I would probably just think that that's how she's going to be forever. I'm the only boy in my family. We don't have any nephews. So the thought of me being a dad, trust me, like I really don't care. Like I can, it can be a boy, girl, it can be whatever they want to be. I'll be here for my children. But I do have that. I would love to have a baby junior, like a little boy that like I would love to have a son, and I think that that's normal. Like I feel like everyone at some point um, wishes to have a son, and considering that I'm the only one in my family, and it's something that's always been present in my head, and whenever I um, think about the the bond that I have with my dad, I'm not sure if that's also a reason why I have always been a little kind of like 1,000% sure that I want a baby boy, because in a way I want to prove to myself that I can create a connection with my son. I'm not sure. Growing up, I never had the best relationship with my dad, and as an adult, it's been difficult at times, but I feel like I've come a long way. I feel that if I need to talk to him, I can. I feel that if I need to say something to him, I can. I feel that he listens to me whenever I speak to him, but that connection is not there. And sometimes I feel like I'm gonna run out of time with him, and he's because there's only so much that I can do on my part, and it's really sad because the same way that I speak about the connection with him, it's the same way that he would speak about the connection with his dad. And he never got to bring that together. And my grandpa passed away a few months ago. So I see that, and maybe it's just me trying to create something that I feel like I didn't have. And maybe it's the wrong reason. I'm not sure. But then sometimes I feel like I can create that relationship with, God willing, one of my sisters has a son. Maybe I can create that bond with one of my nephews where they at least know, look, that's my uncle, and I can count on him, and he has my back, and I learned so much from my uncle. Maybe that would be my connection. Maybe life has that. That's my life. I'm not sure, but I would definitely, and I feel like honestly, and I'm just being honest, maybe a lot of the times whenever I consider just, um, whenever I talk about being a father, a parent, and I always talk about I want a little boy, I want a boy, it's probably because of that. Because in the back of my head, I know that if I have girls, I know how to connect with the girl. Um, I feel like it's gonna be easy for me because that's all I know. I have sisters, I have nieces, and my mom, and I have a lot of girlfriends. So maybe it's like, okay, yeah, if a girl comes, perfect, but I got it. We're gonna get along. But with the boy, it's always kind of like, it's me thinking or trying to create something that I didn't have with my dad, and something that he didn't have with his dad. And I'm not too sure if my grandpa, if he even had a relationship with his father. I'm not sure, but I would definitely like to break that cycle. I would love to break that where um, we do have that. I do have a great bond with my son. I get so excited just the thought of it. Like I never, I've never been like into. I love. I've never been to sports like teams and all that. I kind of like never. So, but I get excited to think that maybe what if my son decides that he wants to play baseball or soccer, or he wants to swim, or he wants to dance, or he wants to whatever he wants to do. But that I know that he's passionate about. I want to be there. I want to be the number one, his number one support. And then I get scared because you know how they say that sometimes your children reflect back to you what you dislike the most, I think. And then I think to myself, I think that I reflect to my dad maybe something that he always kind of maybe didn't dislike, or maybe something that he disliked, or that he didn't care for. So whenever I reflect that to him, then I think to myself, what if my son reflects that to me, and then I become this person where I'm like, I don't want nothing to do with him, and then I repeat the cycle again. I'm not sure, and I don't think it would be. I don't think it would be that. I honestly feel that. I feel that I'll be intentional about being a father, so I will be. I don't think you're 1,000% prepared to be a father ever, but I feel that I at least have like I think I'll have resources. Like if something's coming up that it just doesn't make sense, I do therapy right now, so I will be open to seeking professional help to kind of get some guidance on how I need to handle certain situations or how to work through difficult situations that may arise. I get excited, so excited, and then at the same time, I'm perfectly fine if that's not in God's plans. And it's sometimes it feels like it's something so far away. The possibility, like, of me being a father just seems so like on the other side of the world. But I know that it really is not like the possibilities are endless and it can happen and it will happen. And I have faith that it's gonna happen soon. I would love for it to happen soon. And I am so excited to share that part whenever it comes. Um, like I said, I'm not sure when it's gonna happen, but the moment that it does, you better believe that I'm gonna document everything, and it's gonna be a beautiful experience. And hopefully, it motivates not only other gay men but men in general to be more present with their children because children are a gift. Like sometimes I feel like guys, straight men, take being a father for granted. Not all. There's some really good fathers out there that are very intentional, and they are um, there to be the best version for their children. But let's be honest, there's some, especially in, and I can speak about the Mexican community, where maybe they're not that present, even if they live with them. So I'm so excited to break that cycle in my family and have that connection with my son. But I hope you have a phenomenal Wednesday, have a phenomenal weekend, and I will talk to you next week. Talk to you soon.